All right, Beer Night followers, that was Chris's cocktail minute or 5 minutes or however long it was.
I don't think we timed it.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just that's what we're calling it for now, unless we come up with something better. Chat GPT
or commenters.
Commenters. Nobody does anyway on these segments.
But if you want to, if you feel so inclined,
yes, let us know.
Give us a title and don't call it like douchebags cocktail minute either, because
bald head minute.
I will take. Oh, that'll be creative. Ooh, another bald joke. Never heard one of those before. Maybe cocktail minute for douchebags. That's better. That's decent. Decent.
But now is the time for sports. Talk sports. Yeah. We love sports.
Everybody comes here for sports talk.
Everyone wants to know our insight on sports. My
consistently our least viewed segment.
Yes. Even though I've inside sources, I can't tell who they are, but it just is what it is. NFL draft. You got any comments about what happened on the NFL draft? Like, what did your Broncos do, or any kind of
I gotta say
cool
here,
moments, or
we just cracked a cream ale, and I usually am a big fan of the Wexford cream ale. This one's tasting a little weird. I don't know what they did with this batch. It's tasting a little weird. Just side note.
It's kind of flat, almost a little bit.
Well, cream ales are kind of have that because I think it's nitro, isn't it?
Yeah, nitro.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's nitro.
Nitro. Yes, thank you. It is.
Good Lord.
So nitro has more of that smooth, not as carbonated flavor.
It's true. Yeah.
But no, it's more like it's not. It's a little sour. It's not. It shouldn't be like that.
I'm not feeling sour.
Okay, maybe I just got a bad can.
You probably got a bad can.
But I'm a big fan of this beer, by the way. It's fantastic. It's just Wexford cream ale. It's from England. Nitro. Good. Anyway, NFL draft. The draft, yeah. The Broncos did good. I liked it. I liked the DB they took. I think I think was by all accounts was good. So how'd the Browns do?
Oh, great! Outstanding. I love their trades.
Outstanding is a strong word. I don't agree.
Oh yeah, I love the Mason Graham pick there that they picked. They traded out of that spot. I do wish they did get Hunter, but
I think that's the key. I don't know.
I mean, but you got 2 picks from this past draft, and then a first rounder next year. That's a good trade option, or a good
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know. I don't really get it. Like I think
we're done with Watson. So
obviously, but you signed up Mr. Joseph Flacco.
And he's going to play probably the first couple of games, and then
I don't see why take if you're going to get Shador, right, and you're going to get him at a value because he fell all the way to the fifth round. Mm-hmm. Why take the other guy?
They didn't know obviously that Shador was going to be there in the 5th round.
I get it, but
so they took the other guy. I'm like,
but that's what I'm saying.
All right, Shador's here.
But again, it's still kind of a wasted pick on either side to me, because either you chance it with Shador and get someone else, or you because you took the other guy, you don't take Shador and continue to fill out your roster, especially because you got all those picks.
Yeah.
I don't know, and you got a first round pick next year too. Like it's just. It just seemed weird to me. Yeah. Like, it seemed kind of like this is Browns doing Browns things, because giving up on Hunter, getting all those picks, and they did. It's not like, look, they did better than they usually do for sure, but it just seemed kind of weird to me. Like, if you're gonna take Shador, take him.
Yeah.
So, like, if he falls in your lap in the 5th round, but you already took a quarterback, like what? I just don't understand it. Well,
I mean, it's very low priced. They can cut him if they feel like they didn't want him, or
but then it's a wasted draft pick.
That's true.
Or the other guy, or the other quarterback. What's the other quarterback's name, by the way?
Graham, I think it wasn't it?
Graham? You mean Graham?
Graham. Oh, that was the defensive. Dylan Gabriel. I know.
Dylan Gabriel.
It started with the G. I was like,
it's just escaping me. Gabriel. But so like,
he's gonna have to fight. He's gonna have to prove himself.
Yeah, but I just don't think
Pickens is. He's gonna be gone. He's probably not gonna even
Pickens
make. Yeah, I think they traded for him Was it Kenny Pickens or was
Kenny
it
Pickett.
Pickett? Yeah, Pickett.
Pickett is there?
Yeah, Pickett.
Are you sure?
Yeah, from the Steelers, right?
No, he was on the Eagles.
He was on. Well, he was on the Steelers. Starting
Yeah, but
quarterback, right? He moved to the
he
Eagles.
played in the fucking Super Bowl last year
yeah.
for the Eagles because they were blowing out the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Pickett has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we traded for him for 6
really?
or 7
I did not know that.
Yeah,
so you have Flacco, Pickett, and then he drafted
and
two quarterbacks. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. No.
Yes.
If you have Flacco and Pickett, then you take Shador because he's the guy that you take a chance on. Dylan Gabriel. Look, if you're going to take a chance on a quarterback in the late round, to me it's Shador because he has early round upside. Maybe not first round. I mean, no, we don't need to get into all that bullshit, but maybe not first round upside, but close to first round upside. I thought they were going to take him with the first pick in the second round. Honestly,
I thought so too. To the first pick in the second round. Ooh, here we go.
Especially because you didn't get Travis Hunter. You passed on Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
It's like I don't really know what they were doing. Now, in hindsight, when you look back on it, you're like, okay, they had a pretty good draft. Like they've had many worse drafts for sure. Yes. But passing on Hunter, now you got an extra first round pick next year, which is great.
Yeah.
But then like not taking Shador, taking somebody else, and then still taking Shador later. You just these two quarterbacks. I just don't know if it makes sense to me. It's just kind of like I'm like racking my brain trying to figure it out.
I know it doesn't make sense, but we need to find our next quarterback, and either Gabriel or Shador is going to be one of them.
But
right?
Hold on a second.
If they prove themselves in the preseason, maybe during the season, right? These two quarterbacks are going to get a chance.
Nobody drafts two.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Washington did.
That's
right?
one example.
There's others too. There's others.
I was going to go there.
Yes, there's others.
So before you said it, I was going to go there. I was planning on saying, except Washington. Fuck the Redskins. Shitty franchise.
Getting a new stadium, by the way.
Except when Joe Gibbs was there. Yeah. But yes, they're the one exception. But that's the exception. The exception doesn't prove the rule. The exception is the exception for a reason. We'll see what happens. It never happens. And that, by the way, that only happened because RG3 got so hurt. Mm-hmm. If he could have managed to stay healthy, he was the rookie of the year. Mm-hmm. He was a dynamo.
He was.
Kirk Cousins was never seeing the field. Mm-hmm. It was because RG3's knee got shredded and his career was effectively over. Yeah. So that's why Kirk Cousins saw the field. And by the way, let's not pretend like, ooh, that was an amazing draft pick because they could have plugged in any number of guys. Yeah. That might have had
some other quarterback,
that might have had a successful run with that team. You don't know. Yeah. It's easy to, in hindsight, say, "Oh, this was good," but you can't predict like in an alternate universe what would have happened. You just don't know. And by the way, he's playing for the Shanahans, and Shanahans have a very quarterback friendly offense, and blah 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 blah. He didn't play as well as Brock Purdy has for the Niners, for example. Now, Kirk Cousins played good enough to get himself a nice career where he's made a shitload of money. But
where's he going, by the way?
Last year he looked like he couldn't play anymore.
Oh, yeah, he was injured. He had a shoulder injury or something like that.
He also can't move. Yeah, can't move for shit.
Well, somebody in Pittsburgh's got to have a quarterback. My God, I don't think. I remember what his name was.
They're gonna get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, they need somebody.
They're gonna get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like anyway. They just got rid of George Pickens. You hear that?
Who?
George Pickens. Who are we talking about
here? My quarterback for the Browns?
Pickens? What the fuck are you talking about? George Pickens.
Oh yeah, the wide receiver. That's right. And they moved him.
Steelers
traded him to where? No, they traded him, didn't they? Or cut him?
I think they cut him. They released him.
They released him. Oh, fuck.
No. I'm sorry. They traded him to Cowboys.
Cowboys. Oh, Super Bowl. That's it. Mark it down. Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. Mark it down right now. You heard it first.
For everybody out there who thinks anything about the Cowboys picking up George Pickens.
Super Bowl.
The Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb. Need I remind anybody? CeeDee Lamb is twice the player that George Pickens is. George Pickens wants to be a number one. Yeah. He's angsty. He's a pain in the ass. He's a diva. He ain't overtaking CeeDee Lamb. And like he's it's only a matter of time before he gets mad at Dak Prescott for not getting him the ball. And it's like Dak Prescott just needs to look at him and say, dude,
I'm right here. I'm open all the time.
we got a top top three receiver in the league on the other side of you. You aren't at that level. I'm sorry. But you know what George Pickens is not going to do?
What?
He's not going to accept that.
Oh.
Have fun with that, Dallas. It's fun. It's fun. Watch the Cowboys. I love watching them squirm. So
Yeah.
it'll be good.
It'll be fun. Super Bowl. Anything else?
Oh
from
no,
the
they're
draft?
all in. All in. Cowboys are all in.
All in. Anything else from the NFL? Any? I don't think I've heard anything rules changes or anything. Was there any rule changes? You know?
Not that I recall.
I don't recall either. I know they're talking about the whole Eagles.
That's fine.
I think they kept it, right?
Yeah,
they kept it. Right.
The brotherly shove.
Yeah, whatever it is called. I can't remember what it's called for some reason.
The brotherly shove.
Brotherly shove. Sure, we'll go with that. All right.
Not calling it the other name because the other name is obnoxious and stupid. So stay away from that one. Brotherly shove is fine. It's a good name.
All right. Good name. I like it. NBA, we got the playoffs going on right now. Round 2 going on.
That is fucking shaping up to be epic as fuck. Holy shit.
I don't want to talk about it.
Round 1 sucked, by the way.
I don't want to talk about it.
Round 1 of the NBA playoffs always sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
Whereas round 1 of the NHL playoffs is always like gangbusters.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
game 7.
Everybody who hates the NBA is always like, see how great the NHL is and the NBA sucks. I'm like, just wait till round 2. Round 2 gets better. NBA round 2 is solid. Okay, it's solid. Doesn't have it's not. They're not all going to be one goal games like in the fucking NHL because the sports are different.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have blowouts in NBA because it's they're scoring 100 points, so it's much more likely than you're going to have a blowout. Whereas when you're only scoring 3 goals, every game's going to be close. Duh.
Yeah.
But anyway, second round of the NBA playoffs is where it starts to heat up. It starts to heat up for sure. The first round always sucks. The play-in is great. Yeah. Good Adam Silver. Yeah. Adam Silver for adding
play-in's pretty good. I like the play-in.
Because it's one and done. So you get a little March Madness type feel. Yeah. Well, it's
not one and done. No, it's
2 and done. Excuse me.
Like 2 and 3.
It's 2. Yeah. There's 2 rounds of the play.
Yeah.
But it's not. You're only playing one team once, right? So you're not. It's not a series.
Yeah.
You get 2 chances, but it's against 2 separate teams.
Yeah.
So it's like pseudo one and done, right? Pretend one and done. Because at least you have to play 2. If you lose the first game, you got to play another team.
Yeah.
And you don't play the same team again. It's not best out of 3.
Yeah, you're playing for the first. You're playing for the 7th seed. If you lose, you're playing for the 8th seed or some shit like that. Yeah.
It's wacky, but it's fun at the same time. Yeah. Like it makes for interesting games. Yeah. And then the first round comes in and just slows everything down.
Everyone gets
slows it down to a crawl.
Except for the. I mean, this year, you had 2 series really good. Houston, Golden State, and then Denver and Clippers.
Yep. Those were great series.
Great series. Yeah, great Western series, man. Perfect. Really good. Fun to watch.
It's just the rest of the first round and stuff. But those were really good series, absolutely. Now it's where the rubber meets the road, though. And now it's like all the fucking all the lead dogs, all the home teams lost in the first round. In the first game.
Yeah.
All of them. And now Cleveland's down 0-2 to the Pacers.
Unbelievable. I told you
Pacers are a good team.
On our last episode that we had. I reviewed it, right? And I was talking about, what teams in the East, are going to be good. Obviously it's Cleveland and Boston. New York, we're kind of, probably not. I told you, I said, Indiana, Pacers, watch out for them. You laughed your ass off. I'm like,
did I?
Yeah. You said Indiana or nothing. No, Indiana, what are you talking about?
Well, maybe I forgot about them. Because they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I forgot about that. So it's entirely possible in the last episode that I talked shit.
Yeah, you did. You definitely did.
But they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They are a good team. So, and they're proving it. They're proving it
right now. And that game 2 with Cavs, that was the worst last 2 minutes I've ever fucking seen in my entire life. What the fuck, Cleveland? Oh my God. This is our year. Come on, man. Get it together.
Cleveland doing Cleveland things.
Get it together. It doesn't help with the injuries, though. We got Mobley out. And
doing Cleveland.
Hunter out. And the other guy out. Garland out. Like, oh my God, dude. It's like deja vu from last year. We had so many injuries last year. Like, oh, come on.
I think the
Come
Knicks
on.
stealing game one is interesting.
That was good. That was
But
yeah,
here's the
71.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing is
Okay.
that the Celtics missed like a mountain of threes.
Yeah.
Can the Celtics do something other than take a three?
I mean that's their game. That's what they do.
I heard
They're a 3-point shooting team.
A stat like it just blew my mind
Yeah.
that 19 of their 20 shots
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter were threes.
Yeah.
They took one shot in the entire fourth quarter that was not a three. Is that right? Like maybe
Yeah.
did I hear the stat wrong? Maybe
maybe
the
it's wrong.
interwebs can correct me because
Ah.
that's just. Are you serious? It's the fourth quarter,
Mhm.
and this team is coming back on you, and all you do is jack up threes. Like you don't one shot you took was not a three. That's it.
Live by the three, die by the three.
That's insane.
And I've always said this. Like they have.
You gotta stop the bleeding.
Teams have a chance against Boston if Boston has those nights, has those bad shooting nights, because they are the one of the best 3-point shooting teams out there. Boston. That's how they win games. Is 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
They shoot a lot of threes, and they make a lot of threes.
They shot.
And then there's nights where they miss them, and that's when
they shot.
you win games.
60 threes. 60
plus
60.
63 threes.
And they made like 45 or no, they missed 45 of them.
Yeah.
So like they only made like 15 out of 60. But then why are you shooting 60? That good God, talk about jacking it up. That's insane, man. You gotta stop the bleeding.
Not a lot of bangs in that game.
You gotta stop the bleeding. Yeah, Mike Breen. You gotta stop. Get to the free throw line. Get a foul or two. You know, because there's so many residual effects. First of all, when you get a 2-pointer, here's the things it does. Especially if you drive, if you're going inside.
Yeah.
The number one thing is it stops the bleeding, meaning it stops momentum, both good and bad. It can stop New York's momentum. It can also stop your momentum of sucking.
Yes.
You're missing the shots. You can stop that bad momentum and turn things around. You need to break it up, break up the momentum, break up the rhythm a little bit. Also, you can maybe get to the foul line. There's a radical concept, which not only gets you points, but could also potentially, hey, here's another radical concept, maybe get one of their good players in foul trouble.
Yeah.
That's always been a big deal
Always,
in the playoffs.
that's why you drive the ball.
Like when a certain player gets in foul trouble in the playoffs, it's a big narrative. Like, ooh, so-and-so was in foul trouble, so that made a big deal in the game. It's like, well, you can't do that if you're only jacking up threes. You'll get a foul on a three every once in a while, but not enough to put people in foul trouble. No, that's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's never going to happen.
No.
And two, you put the defense on their heels. The only other way you can put the defense on their heels if you're a 3-point shooting team exclusively like that is if you just shoot the lights out, which is just, it's not always going to happen.
No.
In the playoffs.
I'm kind of looking up ESPN right now to see what the scores are right now for.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're live, right? Live on a.
We should have it on the TV, but
Wednesday.
We'd be looking at this and not the camera.
Boston's up 68-50 right now.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. But they were up 20 in the last game too, though. So
they were.
If they cool off, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think New York's winning the series. Let's be real. They won game one, great. I don't think they're winning the series. I think the Celtics are just too good. But if the Celtics don't take any 2-pointers ever, then New York has a real shot. Like they could, Celtics could throw this series away if they do that shit again, where 60 of their shots are threes.
Yeah,
that's insane.
You think Indy's got the series?
Not only that, okay. Here's the other. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the last piece of this that I want to say is that besides changing the rhythm of the game and changing momentum, and also getting the other team in the foul trouble, and also getting to the free throw line and getting free points.
Yeah.
The other aspect of that is you keep the defense guessing. It's just like in football. If you do nothing but throw the ball, because it's like we get analytics say we get much more yards when we throw the ball than when we run it. So we're going to throw it exclusively.
Analytics.
50 plays a game, we're going to throw it, and the other 5 plays, we're going to run it. It's like, well, no, you have to keep the defense guessing.
It makes it.
Otherwise, you're never going to have
3 and
you're
drop
never
back.
Yeah, you're never going to have an effective play action game, right?
Yeah.
You can never do a fake handoff because they know they never run it. So this handoff is bullshit. We're going to drop back. So there's no play action. There's nothing. You have to keep the defense guessing a little bit. If they
Yeah.
always know what you're going to, then they can set their defense accordingly, and they can do what they need to do. They can get in rebound position, especially if you're having a cold shooting night. They're like, look, they're cold. They're not making anything, so let's get in rebounding position because we know they're going to jack up another three. They're not driving.
No.
We can give them space. They're not shooting well. Get the rebound. It's essentially a turnover. It's a turnover at that point, right? It's just silly. You have to mix it up to keep the defense on their toes. That's the other aspect besides changing momentum, besides foul trouble, besides free throws. It's also just variety of gameplay. You can't just let the defense sit back and know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think Boston's going to win that series anyway. You think Indy's going to win that series? They're up 2-0.
It was a nice
They're up
little
2-0.
That was a nice little move right there. You're just like, well, I think Boston's going to win
Yeah.
that series anyway. So everything we just said is who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I mean, I don't see New York winning 4. Well, winning 3 more against Boston. I don't see it happening.
3 out of 6.
3 out of 6.
Basically.
The Cleveland one, I don't know, dude. I could see Cleveland kind of coming back. As long as maybe Mobley or Garland can come back from injury, hit the floor, I think Cleveland's got a good chance to keep it a series and maybe take it to Game 7. I don't think it's probably gonna go 7 to 6 games. So I don't know. I'm just mad. I'm just mad right now. Fucking Cleveland. God damn it! You had the fucking Game 2 in your hands and you fucking choked it away.
Cleveland doing Cleveland things.
God damn it. All right. Well, that's our NBA talk.
Cleveland choke?
God.
No way,
Our
sir.
next-
No way.
We'll find
Never
out.
happens.
I don't even know when our next episode is, but it'll be episode 30. Hopefully, it'll probably be in the mix of the finals, maybe.
What
during
about the
episode
Western
30.
Conference? You don't want to talk about that at
Oh,
all?
Western. Yeah, Western's kind of, I guess. Let's talk about Western.
Denver just came out and donkey punched the Thunder and
Thunder.
said, "Hey, by the way, we're the champs, bro."
Champs, bro.
Or
Champs.
Former, once removed.
Yeah,
Once removed champs. Like
fucking just
hello.
dominated
Yeah.
the Thunder, fucking.
Jokic just comes out and puts up Wilt numbers.
Yeah.
It's like, here's 42 and 22. How do you like it?
I could see Oakland not winning that series because they're relatively new to the game. They're very young, but I mean they have a good solid shooting lineup. But Denver's
Did you say
seasoned.
Oakland?
They say Oakland, Oklahoma or
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. Yeah, Oklahoma City.
Just say OKC, man.
OKC.
Yeah, just say
Thunder. Let's say Thunder.
Thunder. WCW Thunder.
Yeah. I can see Denver pulling it off, pulling the upset there, and taking it.
That would be pretty huge.
I could see it.
The Thunder have been amazing all year.
They've been amazing all year, but they're young. I think Jokic is just on a tear right now. I don't know. Maybe if you can't keep it up all night.
They don't
yeah,
really
they
quite
can
have
wear
the
out.
depth that they used
that's
to.
true too.
That's really the question for
That
me.
is a question too as well. But that's a toss-up series, bro. It's a good series. I'm excited to watch that series. What's the other series?
So the wild card in
let's
this
see,
in the Western Conference to me is the Warriors because it's like they're not quite the sleeping giant to me. That's more Denver, but they're just kind of this pesky like old Warrior. No pun
the
intended.
old Warrior guard
over there. It's just like they're still like
we could still shoot the three. We can.
It's
still.
It's like Rocky and Rocky Balboa. It's like Tarver comes up to him, the new champ is up to the Rocky, and he's like, so talking about, he's like, so I respect you. So I'll carry you for a few rounds, but then by this time he's like, I'm gonna by this round I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna get you out of there. And Rocky's just like, I don't really know if it's gonna work that way, bro. It's like, I just it's like I'm here to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the champ's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you haven't been in the ring with this guy yet. So I feel like that's kind of the Warriors. Like at any given night, it's just like, okay, these are the Warriors. This is kind of what they do.
Yeah.
And they're gonna grind out some ugly victory. It's just because they've got those grind guys. They've got Draymond Green is the
Oh,
epitome of a grind guy.
Grinder.
And
Yep.
Jimmy Butler is also a grind guy, but a scorer. Like he's a grind guy that's a scorer that'll help take a lot of the relief off of Steph.
True.
And then you have Steph, just the ultimate closer, sharpshooter. That's just put a dagger in your heart type guy.
Big time.
With threes, he is the embodiment of what the entire team of the Celtics want to be on a nightly basis.
True.
That's why they jack up so many damn threes.
Yeah,
is because they want to come out there and they want to put those kill shots in like Steph does.
Yeah.
But he can actually do it all on his own, and then he's got the dogs, the pit bulls on the rest of the team that will kind of grind the rest of the game out. That's interesting to me. Like they took game 1 against Minnesota, the young, tough team who knocked the Nuggets out last year. Like that's an interesting series to me. That'll be fun. What are you fucking looking at?
I'm just looking, doing my due diligence here. All right. Well, yeah.
That's why the second round really.
second round
and
is
the NBA
really
playoffs
good.
always heats up because
Really
now
good.
you have real matchups.
Yeah.
First round's always kind of like
Mismatches here.
Yeah,
and there,
but the second round you got real fights, real matchups.
where the playoffs get good. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Watching the second round and then going into the conference finals and then the finals should be good shit. Other sports talk, golf. I know we're like a month late on this. The Masters was epic as fuck. Probably one of the best Masters ever without Tiger and the other guy,
Phil.
Phil. There you go. Yeah.
At least of our generation,
Yes,
right? So,
yes, exactly.
if we were, I was a little kid when
Yeah.
Nicholas won his 18th major at the Masters at age 46.
Yeah.
So I think I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of like, if I was alive during that, this age during that time, I'd be like, that was epic as fuck. But now it's like, okay,
Recency bias.
yeah. So I feel like Rory is just such Rory. Like it's just he tried to choke that tournament away so many times, but he made it great fucking television. I'll tell you what, and he still won it. Like all the credit toward he could have crumbled at the end again, but he hit the shot of his life in the playoff.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe he missed that putt on the 18th. Like, wow.
Again, he like
wow.
It's like Rory being Rory. It's like he just upped the drama so much.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting it in the water on 13 was coming out on the first 2 holes and shitting the bed on the first 2 holes. And it's like, okay, well now he's going to choke it away. And then catching absolute fire. And it's like, okay, well he has purged the demons. And, now he's just on fire and killing it and gets out to this big lead, but then starts to come back to earth a little bit. Justin Rose all of a sudden gets hot. Starts to close the gap.
Woo.
And, Rory's still playing okay, but he's come back down to earth a little bit. He's no longer hot. And then all of a sudden he hits it in the water on 13. It's like, okay, now he's doing it again. He's going to choke. And then catches fire a little bit again, gets some back in, a little bit more of a lead, a little cushion, a little bit there. And then Rose closes strong, puts up a score on the board. And then Rory misses the putt at the end, again, looking like he's going to choke. Get to force the playoff because he could have won it with that putt. He could have forced the playoff with that putt by missing it.
Yeah.
And then, hits the shot of his life to win it. It was like a movie. It was like watching the roller coaster ride up and down, up and down, up and down.
Big time. Yeah.
Like if you
crazy
scripted it like
Masters.
that, if you scripted it like that, like a producer would be like, "Isn't this a little too dramatic? Like this isn't really believable. Right? This is like too over the top drama." But that's what happened. That's Rory. Like he just makes it, and there's a lot of things going on that made that even more epic too.
Yeah.
If you don't follow the sport, you don't really know. But if you follow the sport, you know that Rory hasn't won a major in 10 fucking years.
No.
It's been a long time, and close to 10, like 8, something like that. It's close to 10 years. And he came out as a young kid. He was a dynamo. He was the next Tiger Woods, right? He was amazing, and he won 4 majors real fast. And then it's just been in this drought. This drought ever since. Could never get that 5th. Guys like
well, this is the one he was missing, right? He'd never won the Masters, right?
Correct, and he never. I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
So you're jumping ahead. But guys like what's the Brooks Koepka, right?
Yeah.
He passed him and got to 5 majors, right? Like he passed him. Rory was supposed to be the guy, and he got passed. It doesn't mean Brooks Koepka is a better player. He just passed him in terms of majors. Kind of like Super Bowl titles, right? You know, it's a benchmark that a lot of them are looked at. And he was just in this huge drought. And besides that, yes, the Masters was the one he could never get. And it was, so besides being in a drought, the Masters was his Achilles heel. The one he couldn't win, but also the one he always choked the most fantastically at.
He did, yeah.
And would always struggle. So it was like this albatross, like this black cloud at that tournament was over him. Like, he can't win this. It's just too much pressure. Too much pressure, basically. The pressure is outstanding. Like, it's unbelievable because golf is an individual sport. You can't lean on your teammates. Nobody's there to help you except your caddy, but they only help you marginally by giving you advice.
Yeah.
They can't help you with hit the shot. You know, they can't help you make the putt. They can only help you by reading it. Mm-hmm. And that's so, but all the pressure when you're standing over the shot falls on your shoulders. You can't share it with anybody. All the eyes are on you. Everybody's watching you saying, oh my God, you can't win this thing. You can't do it. And he managed to pull it out, you know, but dramatically,
very dramatic.
It doesn't matter, but scoreboard, like, it doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 20. It's the win counts the same, right? Like, it counts the same.
Yeah.
The championship counts the same. If you win Game 7 by 1 point, or if you win it by 20, it doesn't matter. In the win column, it's still a win. Like, it just doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's what made it all the more epic. Was not just the content of that particular tournament, the roller coaster ride, but also all of the history behind it and all the pressure that was on that guy that could have made him crumble at any time, and really did make him crumble at any time.
It did definitely.
But also you saw the redemption, right? The comeback, like within he crumbled, but also came back every time.
He was up and down, up and down, up and down. All game,
So even when he crumbled at the very end, he came back in the playoff, won on the first hole because he hit the shot of his life.
Exactly.
With all the pressure in the world that any athlete will ever feel, because again, you don't have teammates to lean on. It's all the pressure is on you. No, the closest comparison would be tennis, obviously. Yeah. But to me, tennis is different because tennis is so fast paced that you almost don't have time to kind of, you're in the moment. More golf, you have to stand and think.
About it.
Stand and think about it, and
walk it off,
and realize how big this is, and let your heart beat out of its chest. You have time. Yeah. Time is the enemy at that point. The only thing I can think of is maybe being a quarterback, right? Because you have breaks in between plays and stuff like that. So in a high pressure moment, you have time to think and time to let the pressure kind of close in on you.
True. Right.
But you can still lean on your offensive line, your running back a little bit. Maybe your wide receivers can help you out. You still have elements there to help you. You don't have that. So even though it's not, a contact sport, it's a very laid back sport. When the pressure is on like that, it's soul crushing. I can't imagine it. When I used to play golf a lot, I used to feel that shit playing with friends, like,
feel the pressure.
For money.
Yeah.
Playing for money, it's like, I really want to make this shot.
Yeah. For money.
I can't imagine it being in the biggest tournament in the fucking world with all the best players in the world, with all of the media looking at you like,
are you going to fucking do it or not?
You going to fuck up again?
Yeah. Good Lord.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. That was a good Masters. Good for good for him. McIlroy. Rory
McIlroy. Yes, you're almost there.
I was almost there. Like, what was his name?
You're like,
those cocktails are kicking in, bro. I'm starting to kick in.
Good for him.
I'm like, good win.
Yeah,
good win, John. And go.
Yeah.
All right, good game.
But you know what? Shooter McGavin wasn't there, so it's not. It's like you put an asterisk next to his win. Yeah.
The next sports topic, fucking Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff and the third man, or I can't remember who it was, some person that likes shooting wrestling. Sorry, they're doing a I can't find it.
Off the rails.
Off the rails.
Yeah.
Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
Oh yay.
Yeah. A new league. Like the UFC, but it's gonna be different. You can wrestle. It's a wrestling league. It's where those athletes from the Olympics they do the wrestling.
They call it amateur wrestlers.
Amateur wrestlers. What do? Where do they go? Usually they go to either they go to the UFC, they go into professional wrestling, WWE stuff, all that stuff, or they just flounder off and are in working Starbucks.
There's been like one that went to WWE.
There's other ones.
There's other ones.
Chad Gable. There's a chick on.
Chad Gable competed in the Olympics?
Yeah, he competed in the Olympics. He didn't win, but he competed in the
By
Olympics.
the way, who the fuck is Chad Gable?
He's a WWE wrestler. So.
Okay.
American
Kurt Angle is the man.
Kurt Angle is the man. He's the one. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of professional wrestlers out there that move from amateur to professional. But there's no like competitive thing besides going into the UFC really. So this is a different league. Instead of the punches and kicks, it's actual amateur wrestling. So we'll see how, and it's gonna be like the UFC. You get paid for winning. You get paid for doing certain moves. Maybe I think that's how it is. But it's gonna be interesting.
Amateur wrestling's be kind of boring. So I'm curious how they're gonna, and they're gonna try to spice it up.
Oh, they're gonna spice it up. Yeah.
So I'm curious
that's their idea of like spicing it up.
I'm curious how they're gonna try to spice it up. I don't know that I'm curious enough to watch it.
I would give it a shot and then go from there.
Like I'm just kind of like
yeah, it's interesting. It's a little cool thing that's going on there with little sports and fighting. We haven't done this in a while. We're gonna start it back up again. We're gonna do Chris guess the stats or stats. I got a lot for you to guess. Actually,
you mean guess the player?
Guess a lot of players actually on this one. Oh yeah. So, which quarterback not drafted in the first round won Super Bowls? Can you guess all 14 quarterbacks?
14.
No, 14 quarterbacks.
14. That's a long ass fucking list.
Well, guess. Start guessing.
What?
Which quarterbacks not drafted in the first round have won Super Bowls?
That's a ridiculous list, dude.
You're the stat guy. You should know this shit.
It's Joseph Montana. It's Tom Brady. It's Jalen Hurts.
Hold on. Slow down. Joseph Montana. Tom Brady. Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
I mean, the list goes on and on. There's so many. Like, what the fuck? Trent Dilfer.
Yes.
No.
Trent Dilfer was he was drafted in the first round.
He was?
Yes, he was.
Why? Why?
He just was.
That's just my question. Why?
Start with like the beginning of the Super Bowls, like Super Bowl
beginning of the Super Bowls.
I
wasn't alive during that time, dude. I don't know the fuck was drafted where.
Or like most recent Super Bowls. There's an eagle.
Jalen Hurts, Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. There you go.
Obviously, Nick Foles.
What about a Seattle quarterback?
Russell Wilson.
There you go.
First name Russell, last name Wilson.
There's Orleans quarterback.
Drusif Breed. No, he was drafted in the first round.
Nope.
New Orleans.
Nope.
New Orleans. What?
Yeah. Drew Brees is right, but he wasn't drafted in the first round.
Oh, okay. I thought he was. I thought Chargers drafted him late in the first round.
There's a Tampa Bay quarterback.
It's not Brad Johnson. Wasn't he drafted in the first round?
Nope.
I thought he was drafted in the first round.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Well, he was drafted
Bradley
in the
Johnson.
Ninth round.
Ninth round? Nine rounds. Wow.
Yep.
By the Eagles drafted him. Or not Eagles. Vikings. Vikings drafted him.
Yes.
Yeah. See?
There's an undrafted.
I do know Brad Johnson.
There's an undrafted player. Who won a Super Bowl? You should know this one. You really should. Undrafted quarterback won a Super Bowl. If I tell you the fucking team, you're gonna get it.
Probably. Well, that's okay.
St. Louis.
Oh, Curtis.
There you go.
Warner.
Kurt Warner.
Yes, of course. I should have known that. Yeah. You're right. I should have known that.
Yes.
I shouldn't have named the team.
My goodness gracious. Yeah. Packers quarterback.
Brett Favre.
There you go.
A-Rod was in the first round.
Yeah. There's one quarterback drafted in the 17th round.
17th round? What is it, 1970s?
Pretty much. Maybe 60s.
Well, that's a long time ago. I don't know who the fuck that is.
First name Bart, last
name
Star. There you go.
He won a lot of NFL championships too.
There's another one drafted in the 10th round. First name Roger, last name
Staubach.
There you go.
Wait a minute, he was drafted that late?
Yep.
Why? Because he was in the military?
Probably. This one you won't get. Ken Stabler.
First of all, it's the snake, Kenny Stabler.
Stabler. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
the snake, Kenny Stabler.
Yes. There's one.
Like, you'll never guess this one.
There's another
Ken Stabler.
Stabler.
Yes, I know who Kenny Stabler is.
Stabler.
Okay.
There's another Joe that won a Super Bowl that wasn't drafted.
Flacco. Yes.
No.
Flacco was not drafted in the first
Yes,
round,
he
was he?
was.
He
Yes,
was.
he was.
See this?
Joe Flacco.
I don't follow the first round, or I don't follow the draft.
It's after Montana, pretty much after Joe Montana, like in that, like it's that later years, those later years of Super Bowls. So another Joe.
Those later years.
The later years of the Super Bowls. Another Joe. Come on. Theismann. Joe Theismann.
Okay, yeah, Theismann, yeah.
Drafted
okay,
in the 4th round.
That's a good one.
Jeff
Hostetler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drafted in the 3rd round.
It's not fair. He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Mark.
Phil Simms was the starter.
One, Mark Rippin.
Rippin. Also the Redskins. I should just
6th
guess.
Rounder.
Doug Williams wasn't on there?
No,
Doug Williams was
no.
drafted in the first round, was he?
Yeah, I think he was, yeah. I didn't
All the
see
Redskins quarterbacks?
I didn't see him on the list, no.
I don't think Doug Williams. Was he drafted? I
No.
don't follow the draft that much.
Good Lord.
I follow recent drafts. I don't know
horrible.
draft history. That's
You're
silly.
horrible.
That's silly.
Get your stats
Give me some
right.
real stats, not fucking drafts.
No, that's stats. You got to know that shit.
Not really. It's just bullshit draft stuff. It's arbitrary. It's arbitrary because we want to act like a first round draft is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes, exactly.
They're not.
So they're
It's
not.
just
So
draft.
that's
like,
what
it doesn't matter.
It's quarterbacks. They won.
Exactly. That's why it doesn't. But that's why the
Yeah.
draft
We
position
should know.
doesn't matter.
You should know.
No, it doesn't matter.
Ah.
It's arbitrary. Give me real stats.
Whatever. I think that wraps up sports segment for you.